Hello friends, welcome back in this tutorial series of Firebase Realtime Database, and in this tutorial we'll be going to learn how to read the data. Hope you are following all the tutorial series. If not, please watch the previous two videos, and in this video we'll be seeing how to retrieve all the data, all the users list, and show it in our own Android application with the help of Firebase Realtime DB. So let's get started with this. So I'm in this project where we have created a layout like this, where we have created the layout like this, and now what we'll do, we'll fetch all the users list from our DB, and we'll place a one recycler view here so that we'll be able to see all the users by scrolling here. So for that, we first need to make an adapter for and for the view layout, all these things we need to do. So I have if you are familiar with that, you feel free to skip this section and jump to the next section where we will be actually retrieving the list of Firebase DB. But if you still want to show, I am going a little bit faster on this one, because if you don't know about the recycle view, then you can please go and watch the respective tutorial here on my channel. The link is given below. So let's get started with this one. First create go to our activity main. Here we'll just add a recycler view here. Recycler view, width as a match parent, height will keep as a 0 dp, because we want it to match to fill the remaining space. So we'll write the constraint top to bottom of this button add, and the constraint bottom to bottom of parent. Yeah, fine. And let me just give an id to this one, rv for recycler view users. Fine, so it will be displayed here. Fine. So I'll just create a layout for this one. Layout, just right click on this one, new layout. So user layout. Here we'll just design a small layout for the user, for the username and email. So for let's get an edit text here. Sorry, no, not edit, text view, which is match parent, and the wrap content. Let's give it an id as a text view name, and add a constraint to constraint top to top of parent. And now we can just duplicate this for an email constraint top to bottom of this TV name. Okay, and we can just make it text like a tools colon text. Let's just import this text equal to let's say Ashish, and for this let's make a design time text as a test @example.com. okay, and let's make it size as a text size at 20 sp for both. Okay, now we also want user to edit and delete, but that's okay, we'll take care of that in the further videos in the respect to edit and delete. Fine. So here in the recycler view we can just write list item as a user layout. So it should display here the list items. Actually, let's try giving a count, item count, let's say 10. Okay, for one or other reason it is not showing, so that's fine, it will work. So this is the work. So the recycler view will be displayed here. Now let's go to create an adapter. For that I'm in a project view, let's switch to the Android view. Yes, let's create an adapter here, new kotlin class and user adapter. So this comes from a list adapter, which is of user and user adapter dot my view holder and div user div users. Okay, now I'll just write an inner class here, my view holder, which is a parameter of view, the android.view, and it extends from recycler view dot view holder, and we'll pass this view here. Yes, now we'll implement the function here on bind. So this bind will have a user, and we'll of course be using a data binding here as well. So for that, just write let init where binding. First we need to convert this layout to the data binding layout. Okay, now I'll just go to here. Now we can get a reference to the user layout binding. Okay, now we can just set with the help of data binding dot tv name equal to user dot name. Sorry, we just need to set a text from this one. Okay, and binding dot tv email to user dot email. Fine. Now we just need to implement the members here on create view holder. So in the on create, we will just write a bind, initialize the binding here, data binding util dot inflate. So layout inflator dot from, we can get here parent dot context, and we can just write a layout name here r dot layout dot user layout. Was one is a root is a parent, and attached to bind attached to parent will be false. And here we will return, we need to return my view holder, and we'll write return my view holder, and my view holder needs what it needs, view. How we can get the view? From binding dot root. I'm just going fast forward because I have already discussed this in the my other tutorial of the recycler view. So in this on bind view holder, we get a reference to the holder and a position. So here we'll just use this holder dot bind, and it needs a user, so we can just write get item and pass this position. So this is a typical recycler view, and we just need to create one class diff users, or we can just keep the s, just write diff user. It will extend from diff util dot item callback. It will be of user type, and we again need to implement the members here. Our item the same, we'll write here return old item dot id equals to new item dot id, and here we will write return old item equal to new item. Fine. So this is the adapter we have set up. Now our adapter is set up, so we can again go to our main activity and initialize this adapter. But before initialize this adapter, we first need to fetch the users. Now we have come to the phase where we need to fetch the users list from the Firebase DB. So we can just create a new list here, file users list. It will be a mutable list of user. Fine. So we can add the items here. So for getting the user list, we already have the database reference here. Let me just separate by lines, and this is the code for adding. So let me just minimize this code for now. Okay. Now for the reading, what we need to do, we again need to get this database reference. Database reference dot add value event listener. So we need to implement an anonymous object in anonymous class here, value event listener. Yeah. And need to implement members here. Oh, we don't need this constructor call here. So now we get two methods here, on data change and on cancelled. So in the on data change, whenever there is a change happens in the Firebase DB, then we get a callback here, and we need to handle this callback to add items to our recycler view and show it to the user. So for that, what we'll do, we can just create an object of, we get a snapshot here of the data snapshot. So we can make use of that snapshot dot children, and we can just write for each, we need to iterate on this one. So we need to iterate on this one to get all the children one by one on the user list. So we can just get val user equal to it also comes as a data snapshot, it dot get value, and here we pass our user model, user double colon class dot java. So we have an user object here. You can just hover on this one to check if it is user. It is a nullable object. So let's check it, and we need to add it to our list, to our user list, which we have created, this mutable user list. So just write add user. If it is not null, let then user list dot add, and here it. So here it stands, it refers to the user. And after all these iterations, we have a user list built with the latest users. So we can just write a list submitting logic to the adapter of the recycler view here. So let us write binding dot rv users dot apply. Here we'll set an adapter to user adapter. Sorry, u needs to be capital. User adapter synchronicity linear layout manager equal to linear layout manager. This needs a context, we pass this. And now we need to submit the list as an adapter. We need to typecast as a user adapter, and then submit this list to it. Which list we need to submit? User list. Users list. Now that's fine. That's it. So that will fetch the data from the user and get it to us. Now in case of this on cancelled, we get some database error. So we can just write a toast message here, this, and error. You can just directly print the user error. Okay. Now one thing we should not forget, here we need to make height as a prep content. Yeah. So because it will be only possible to show the layouts if our layout preps only the size it needs. So now let's try running our application and see how it works. Yes, now our application is running, and yes, we are able to see the user list. To make a layout more visually appealing, we can just add a separator line here. Let's add it. Text view, width should be match parent, height should be, let's say, 1 dp, and we need to constant it top to bottom of TV email, and let's give it a background color as a black, and give it a margin top say 5 dp, margin bottom as well of 5 dp. Okay, now it will look a bit better. Let's rerun the app and check. Yes, now we are able to clearly distinguish, but there are some entries that which I have made which doesn't make any sense, like DHA and something like that. So let me clear this. Okay, sorry, we wanted to be in the data itself. So I'll just delete this entry, delete. We can delete directly from the Firebase console, and in the upcoming video we will also see how we can delete from the from our app itself. Now this entry is deleted, and so yeah, okay, one thing I need to take care, like before assigning submitting new list to this one, I need to clear the previous list. So in the data snapshot I need to clear this user list first, right? Let's rerun the app. Yes, now it seems good. Let's try adding another entry, test2 at example.com, and I'll just click on add user. As soon as we'll add the entry, we'll be able to see the entry here itself without refreshing. So let me show you again here also the Firebase portal, the side by side. So let's make it as a test3 at example.com. Come on, come here. Okay, we'll add an entry here. The entry will be reflected both here and here. Click on add user. You can see entry here and here as well. So this is how we can add entry, and we can return the data from the Firebase Realtime Database